Hi, I'm Matthew Mulquin, and this is our appraisal report. Our subject single-family home was located in Chandler, Arizona. Here is a picture of it, and the address is 5892 West Scale Drive, Chandler, Arizona 85226. Here's some pictures giving a breakdown of what the house looks like. You have the backyard with the pool, the living room, kitchen, a little bit of the front yard. For the appraised value, the methods used were sales comparison, cost, and the two methods for income, direct capitalization, and discounted cash flows. With those methods, we were able to come to the conclusion of $311,944.88. For specifications, here are just some breakdowns. We got a Warner Ranch neighborhood, the lot and floor size, built in 1993, $54 for HOA, 3 bedrooms, 2 bath, and just some others. Market analysis. So the average home value in Chandler is $317,400. Homes take about 36 days to sell, with about 2 offers on average. The average sale price for a home has actually increased by 6.8% just last year. Single-family homes take up most of the market, accounting for about 72% of housing units. This just shows how competitive the market is becoming, and it's trying to continue so in the near future. Distance to landmarks. Here's a breakdown of some of the popular areas. So you have 2 airports, actually fairly local to the house, as the international airport is 11.2 and another airport is 21.9. Casino is 12.8 miles, beach park 8.4, community center less than 5, outlets for shopping. So schooling as well, 1.7 for high school, golf course 3.7. So there's many activities that would make this area very popular to those looking to buy. Zoning, here's a breakdown of City of Chandler zoning map grid, and for our subject property, it would fall into a single family district. Sales history. So this is the 4 most recent sales of our house. In '06, it sold for $383,000. Then you just see price dropped up until 2018, actually sold for $414,900. Here's an aerial view of our subject. So break down what it looks like from the street, and you can see how the houses are located towards each other. So for our first comparable, we chose a house that was very similar, except that it was an increase in size and some dimensions, as it has 4 bedrooms instead of 3. And you see the lot and floor size just a little bit bigger. And we want to see how this would compare to the overall property price. For comparable 2, we were more worried about age, as the house had the same amount of bedrooms and baths, except it was built in 1999. So it is a bit younger compared to our comparable. And in terms of neighborhood, also very similar, different neighborhood, but within Chandler can be compared. For comparable 3, we chose one in a different neighborhood as well, this one in Mountainside Ranch neighborhood. And again, we want to see how big of a size it would have, and we want to compare that to how it would compare for the different neighborhoods. For comparable 4, again, it's smaller in foot and lot size, and we want to see how this would affect the overall value. Built in '94, so just a year younger actually. Similar, same bed, same bath, except no private pool for this one. Comparable 5, we were curious to see how big of a role age would have for this one, as this one's far younger than any of the comparables, as it was built in 2019 and just sold recently 2020. Lot, floor size, very similar. For neighborhood, this is Circle G Riggs Ranch Homestead. So it's a new upcoming neighborhood, and we want to see how big of a role that would play. And for the last comparable, again, same county, Chandler, neighborhood very similar. However, we want to see how big of a size difference this would affect the housing market for Chandler. And same bedroom, same bath, same private pool, no fireplace.
Hello, my name's Nico, and I'm here to talk about the 3 appraisal methods that we used. First one being the sales comparison approach, cost approach, income approach using direct capitalization, income approach using discounted cash flows. First, for our sales comparison approach, we had to create some descriptive statistics to use for our calculations and adjustments for each comparable. We found the minimum, average, median, and the maximum. So for each comparable sales adjustment, we had to categories and adjust our comparables to match our subject. For our bedrooms, we used an estimate of 132 square feet per bedroom, which is about 22% of each of our average home. And then we used that times our average price and divided by our average number of bedrooms, which was 3.33. And that gave us an estimate of $27,408.07. Each bathroom in our house was 2, so we did not have to adjust that. For our square footing of each house, we found a price per square foot, which was $207.64. So to adjust each comparable, we subtracted our subject minus our comparable square footage, and we multiplied that by our $207. For our lot size, we used Zillow. We found a few lots that were empty, and we found an estimate of $818,181 per acre. And just like our square footing, we took the difference between our comparable and our subject and multiplied it. For our year built, we had to make an assumption that a newer built house would cost more. So we compared our median statistic with our average, and we found a slope of $6,484.65 per year. And to do this, we took our median minus our average and divided it by the difference between the years built. And then we took that number and we multiplied it by the difference in years built between our subject and our comparable. For the garage, just like the bedroom, we did it by size. So about a single door garage is about 288 square feet, and that's 14.5% of our average house. So we multiplied that by our average house and we divided it by the average garage doors in our average house, which is 2.33, and we got a number of $23,845.02 per door. And then our last one was our pool. The pool was a little difficult to estimate because in our Zillow estimates, it did not give us a square footing on each pool. So we had to find an average online that was about $20,400 to figure out to adjust each house that did have a pool and didn't. And this came to our grid. And if the comparable was superior, we had to subtract it, just like in this bedrooms for comparable one. We had to subtract it to match our subject. And we got a sales price for each one and a price per square foot for each one. And we averaged them out and we got $311,105 for our sales comparison approach. The next approach is our cost approach. To replicate this house, we used costtobuild.net, and it gave us an estimation of $267,890. And for the depreciation of our house, we found our house is a stucco house in Arizona, which is a type of exterior, and that the average economic life for these houses is anywhere from 60 to 100 years. And so we took the middle, we took the average, which is about 80 years, and we made a ratio, which is 27 divided by 80, 27 representing how many years since our house was built, divided by 80 times our replication cost, which gave us a depreciation of $90,412.88, which gives us a depreciated cost of building, which is $177,477.12. Plus our land value, which the land value we used our estimate from our sales comparison approach, which was $818,181 per acre. And ours was a 15.15 acre house. So that gives us $122,727.15. We added that to our depreciated cost, which gives us an indicated value by cost approach, which is $300,204.27. Using the income approach direct capitalization method, we had to make a few assumptions. We had to make an assumption that the holding period, or not the holding period, the median monthly rent was $1,800 in the Chandler area for a 3-bed, 2-bath home on Zillow. We had to we found that the market cap rate for a suburban Phoenix area like Chandler is 5.96, and the average annual maintenance is $3,000.37. Average vacancy 5.9% of our potential gross income. And through this method, we got $17,288.60 for our net operating income, and we divided that by the market cap rate, giving us a price estimate through the direct capitalization method, which is $293,027.12. And our last approach would be the discounted cash flows. Again, we had to make a few assumptions. A holding period of 10 years. We got this by researching, and it came to be the recommended amount that you should hold a real estate investment. We found a discount rate of 3.844%, which is the same as a 10-year fixed mortgage interest rate in the Chandler area. We had to assume a consistent cash flow, which was our net operating income from the previous method. And at year 10, we had to find a selling price. And we used this by taking our direct capitalization method estimate, and we multiplied that by 3% for 10 years. And that 3% is the same as the average national appreciation rate for homes. And that gave us $393,803.95 for a selling price in year 10. And then we had to find the present value of all these cash flows, giving us $411,384.93. And then for our reconciliation, we gave 60% weight to our sales comparison approach, 30% for our cost approach, 5% for our income direct capitalization approach, 5% for our income discounting cash flows approach. And that gives us a value of $311,944.88. So a couple final thoughts that we had. We thought it was odd that we gave the sales comparison approach a weight of 60, which seems pretty high, but in real estate, and especially with a home that's a single family home like the one that we chose, the sales comparison approach is the best method to use. And then we thought the cost approach was a pretty simple method, and we liked that approach, so we gave that one 30%. And then the other two, income approach, we didn't really find it reasonable to price a house based on income with a single family home like ours. And then the Zillow estimate for ours was about 411,000-ish, which is about 100K more than what we assumed. And a couple thoughts we had behind that was, as me and Matt had, we thought that we didn't actually have enough information compared to professional websites like Zillow, which could have skewed our information. And they also use an algorithm which compiles a bunch of past sales, and we used 3 different approaches, so the numbers could differ a lot. And then we thought it would be a lot more advantageous for an in-person appraisal. We didn't add any value to our home by looking inside the home, at the walls, at the equipment, at the fridge, all that. So we thought ours could have been a little less because of that.
Okay, so a big aspect of this project was the impact of coronavirus and how it's been affecting this country recently. So just to break down some ideas, more than 6.6 million people filed jobless claims just in this recently, the weekend, March 28th. The unemployment rate, according to some sources, believe it could reach more than 15%. Approximately 10 million Americans lost their jobs just in the past 2 weeks alone. About 9 million people lost their jobs in the entirety of the 2007 financial crisis, just to give you some comparison. Touch more about the financial crisis. In December 2007, the employment rate in the US was 4.9, but by October 2009, it has risen to 10.1. The poverty rate in the US at the time increased from 12.5 in 2007 to more than 15 in 2010. And this is all mainly due to the subprime mortgage crisis that caused many people to lose their homes. And those who didn't face harsh conditions as their home value dropped significantly. And on top of all that, the amount they had borrowed for houses and the rates continued to increase. Now, currently, due to the Federal Reserve cutting interest rates in response to widespread shutdowns, mortgage rates is actually very low, it dropped, which differs greatly from the 2007 financial crisis. Even so, though, many potential buyers are concerned with conditions as so many are currently under lockdown and at work. They're in no position to start looking to buy a house. And recently, our subject property has actually been affected by this as it was just taken off the housing market and is no longer available for sale. So, in conclusion, this pandemic is not only affecting the US, but also the entirety of the world as no one was quite prepared for this. And as has already hurt millions of people, it sadly looks like it's just beginning.